The title of the record, Love is Simple, is a little bit, it's not necessarily supposed to be ironic, it's just supposed to be a little thought-provoking in the sense that on one hand, this type of radical idea can be kind of simplistic, and on the other hand, it's not. So I think there's this simplistic opening to the record, and then it kind of falls or folds into, the second song, Ed is a Portal, which is, kind of 8 minutes and goes off in this direction, pulls from here and there. Maybe it's a little less clear and a little less simple, and I think that it's those types of pairings that maybe more accurately express life and experience with love. Ed is a Portal originally just started with the words, and then there was like the little guitar riff. And I remember when I set the guitar riff to the words. The original inspiration was kind of like this acidic kind of rhythms paired with a reggaeton song, because we had been living in Brooklyn, and you hear that beat coming out of the cars driving all over the place in the windows, just walking anywhere in Brooklyn, and then kind of presenting vocals in some sort of abstract Beastie Boy type scenario. So it was kind of like a acidic reggaeton Beastie Boys thing, which I don't know if it sounds like that at all, but that was kind of just the starting point. And I think a lot of times I don't think that our goal in what we're doing is to sound like the Beastie Boys or sound like the Rolling Stones or sound like anyone, but I think it becomes a point of reference for all of us when we bring an idea to the table and we're able to stretch it in these different ways. It just gives us a kind of a collaborative palette with which we kind of paint the picture.
It's like everybody experiences music totally differently. Where like if you said, well, I want this to be this chord mixed with this chord and this diminished thing, that's a very clear, like laid out thing. But if you say the Rolling Stones, the thing that I pick out of the Rolling Stones is going to be different than Dana picks out, different thing that Seth picks out. So it's kind of cool because it always ends up becoming chopped up and abstracted once you use those different touchstones. For me, like the thing I respond to in Albert Eiler may just be like a strictly energetic thing, where Seth might really hear the melody and Dana would be able to hear like this really clear rhythmic part of it. So I think that's kind of a cool thing that I just realized about that. But the other thing I'd mention about Ed as a Portal is that we got it to a state, and I always want to bring up these guys because I really love them, but the Lexi Mountain Boys came and ended up coming over to Seth's apartment. So like it's not quite right, it doesn't quite have enough of a crazy party vibe that we really wanted from it, and it ended up in this totally like wild thing where there's these 5 crazy girls jumping around singing, doing this like psychedelic diva cheerleader thing. I have no idea how to describe them. They're just totally amazing, and it was just this wild party. I remember like we were kind of giving them some direction and ideas, and one of them, the girl Amy who I was talking about, was like, I think if you just let us just go for it. And we were just like trying to make sure, like we're like Seth was like trying to watch the thing to turn it down enough so that it didn't peak too much. But to me, the beginning of that song is so set up by those guys with the chanting and the whole thing. It like takes it to this place that feels totally wide and visual. I don't think it would have even been the same kind of experience without them there in that music. So that's something that's really cool and ties back into the collaborative thing.
They pretty much hit the nail on the head.